today. You're live. Good morning. I'm streaming 2 platforms this morning. Good morning. I'm just going to wait for a few people to come into the room. Make sure you share the live. Make sure you like it. I'm talking about sinking funds made simple. We all need some sinking funds. So that's all we're talking about this morning. Think about. Make sure you share the live. Make sure you heart the live. I'm talking about sinking funds. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming into the room. Good morning. Good morning. I'm a little sluggish today, y'all. Like, I gotta get my energy up. I'm a little sluggish today for sure. Saturday morning. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes to see if people is gonna join the live. Good morning. We're talking about sinking funds made simple. Everybody needs sinking funds. I need funds. I'm pretty sure that everybody needs funds for sure. For sure. But we need sinking funds because Christmas is coming up. You must have been up late. No. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of was up late. Yeah. So everybody needs sinking funds for sure, especially because Christmas is about to come around. And I don't know if you're like me, but I feel like Christmas is the one holiday that I'm never prepared for ever. I feel like I'm never a sinking funds is one of those type of funds that you are saving your money. Hey, good morning. Good morning. So I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Janine. I'm your budgeting coach. I'm a budget coach. I'm a single mom of 3. I'm your go-to girlfriend for managing money with faith and intention and a whole lot of grace. So before we jump in, put in the chat where you're watching from, put the city that you're watching from. And if you watch this on the replay, put the city that you are watching the replay from. So make sure you heart the live. Make sure you share it. And tell me where you coming from. Let me know where you at. You in Philly? You in other West Philly? West Philly in the building. Good. Great. West Philly. Who else is in the room? I would say I'm from Northeast. I wouldn't even say North Philly, but if it was up to my kids, they'd be like, yeah, we from North Philly. We technically are not from North Philly. We grew up in Boo. Look, we grew up in Alany, okay? Northeast. But we have a lot of family in North Philly, so that's where we're from. But we grew up in Northeast, the Alany section of Philadelphia. Northeast, just say Alany. Well, I mean, I guess I would just say Alany, but really Northeast as well because I lived near Fells High School for years. So bougie. Don't call me bougie. Don't even say that because I got family down north. That's where we from for sure. Like so. It is what it is. Put in the chat where you coming from for sure. Put in the chat where you're coming from. And people that are watching on a replay, I'm also streaming on YouTube and TikTok. So hopefully, if you're watching on the replay, put where you're from. So let's see. So also put in what's the one expense that always seems to sneak up on you. Is it a car repair? Is it kids' clothes? Is it birthdays or holidays? So I'm going to YouTube. Okay. Okay, you can go on YouTube. Okay. So put in the chat the one expense that always sneaks up on you. I feel like there are two expenses that always sneak up on me that I just feel like I'm never prepared for. Number one is holidays, like Christmas. I'm just never prepared for financially for Christmas. I don't know. And I remember when my kids were extremely young, I used to be going into debt and swiping my credit cards to get their Christmas gifts. So I really had to learn not to do that. I would be that one mom standing in the line. I remember one year standing in a line trying to get my son this big Ninja Turtle for Christmas when Toys R Us was open. If y'all know, y'all know. Y'all know about Toys R Us. I used to get my kids. Every mom sneaks up on me. Rent? Oh, wait. Well, no. We talk about sinking funds. Rent is not a sinking funds. Rent is a bill that you know is coming. Okay. You know rent coming every month. Sinking funds is something that you're saving for. Well, it does come every year because I'm about to say Christmas doesn't change, Thanksgiving doesn't change, and birthday doesn't change. But rent is a fixed expense, it's not a sinking fund. Okay. You should be budgeting for your rent. They'll sneak up on you every month, like for sure. No, that's crazy. But I forget every month. You forget every month that you gotta pay your rent. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like reading the comments. You forget every month that you gotta pay your rent. Okay. Okay. I don't know why you forget every month that you gotta pay your rent. Because I don't forget every month that I gotta pay this mortgage. High behind mortgage. But I will say that the holidays are number one for me that always sneak up on me. And I just feel like, oh my God, before I know it, it's Christmas. Also, I feel like car repairs. Car repairs, y'all. Like, you ever go to the car dealership and you be like, all right, like, you know what? I put a couple hundred aside to get my car fixed. You think that you taking the car in for oil change or whatever the case may be. They come out with a whole list of like, oh, this is what you need to get your car fixed. And you just be like, what don't I like? What is the thing that I need to get just to get my car up and running? Like, don't give me all of this extra stuff. Like, oh, we recommend that you get this for your car. We recommend these things. But yeah, car repairs is an expense for me that I just feel like I'm never prepared for. By the criteria, school shopping sneaks up on me. Okay, so yes, school shopping is dealerships. Let me see what he say. Dealerships. Oh well, my bootleg mechanic is cheaper. But you know, as going through a dealership, you sit up there and go to hey girlfriend. Hey girlfriend. Good morning. We are talking about sinking funds. And we are talking about the one expense. Put the one expense that sneaks up on you every year. Is it car repairs? Is it Christmas? Is it look, my mind just went blank, y'all. Is it car repairs, Christmas, birthdays? What's the one expense that always sneaks up on you? School shopping. Would I say that that's like an expense that sneaks up on you? I mean, yeah, I guess it could be. I guess it could be a sinking fund. You're right. It could be because you can save for it for sure. So I want to just transition. Last week I talked about paying off debt. If you did not catch the replay or you wasn't on the live, make sure you check out the replay. It's on my YouTube. It's not on TikTok. So TikTok people, y'all gonna have to go to YouTube to catch the replay of I talked about two debt paying methods, which is the snowball method and the avalanche method. Make sure you heart the live, y'all. Make sure you share it. So The live can be sent out to other moms that needs this budgeting advice. So yeah, so we talked about paying off debt, and then I have a live on here that I talked about emergency funds. So this one is going to be talking today. We're going to talk about sinking funds and those emergencies that we are never prepared for. So put in the chat what people that just entered the room, put in there what expense that you're never prepared for. So wait, let me see what dealerships trying to get you, especially women, rent a man if you don't have one, so they don't try and get you. But wait, I'm supposed to rent a man for the dealerships not to get me? Rent a man. OMG. I feel like that's the first time I heard that. I'm supposed to rent a man. For sure? Really? I don't know. I don't know if I'm renting a man for me going to the dealership so I won't get charged up. Maybe I'll just ask my brother. Or maybe I'll just ask the males in my family instead of renting a man. I don't know if I'm renting a man. I don't want to do that. Because if I'm either going to have a man or I don't. And if I don't have a man, then I'm going to ask a male in my family. Because we ain't playing house over here. We not playing house over here. So, anyway. So, let's talk about what sinking funds is. Let me give the definition exactly of what a sinking fund is. So sinking fund is money that you're intentionally setting aside little by little for expenses that you know is coming up. So sinking funds is very different than an emergency fund. Emergencies is something that's very unexpected. You don't even know it's coming. Like if you got a flat tire, you didn't know, you came out and your tires was fine, and then all of a sudden you go to your car and the tire is flat. That's an emergency. What else I say emergency? Like, let's say you're driving on a highway and all of a sudden a rock hits your window and it cracks your screen. That's an emergency. That's nothing that you prepare for. So emergency fund is very different than sinking funds. Sinking funds is something we know is coming. Christmas never changes ever. The date doesn't change. It's December 25th. So we know it's coming. Birthdays, your birthday do not change. Once a year, it's your birthdays. Aries, shout out to Aries. If you were Aries, put Aries in the chat. Shout out to all my Aries. I am an Aries. My birthday's in March, so shout out to them. But birthdays do not change. What else? Car repairs. I feel like car repairs, you know it's coming up. You may not know the exact amount, but you know that it's coming up. So that could be a sinking fund that you save for. School clothes, like, we know once a year around August, the end of August, beginning of September, the kids is going to need school clothes. So that is an expense that you can be prepared for. So again, sinking funds is something that you are saving little by little. So prime example, like let's just say for Christmas, your goal is what was August. Let's say your goal is to save 500 by August. You want to be putting money aside to reach that goal. And all you have to do is really like figure out how many months is left in the year and divide your goal, like 500. Let's say 500 is the goal. If you have 5 months to the year, divide that by 5 months. So that means $100 you need to save every month to reach your goal of 500 by Christmas. So that is what sinking funds is. We are saving for goals that we know is coming up. So if you could pick one category that you wanted to start saving for to create a sinking funds, put in the chat what category that would be. If you could just choose one, put in the chat one category that you will want to choose for your sinking funds. Because I think it's very important also, y'all, to sinking funds, you should at least choose like 3 to 5 categories. I think that if you are saving for a whole bunch at one time, then you probably, like, not probably, but you won't reach your goal if you're trying to save all, like a lot at once. So I feel like 3 to 5 categories is definitely doable. So I wanted to kind of like demonstrate, like I got a little sinking funds wallet, which I wanted to kind of like show y'all. Cause like I'm a cash girl, like I'm a cash stuffer or whatever. And I'm gonna show on like, so this is like my sinking funds wallet. That's how it look, y'all. And if you could see, this is like the only way that I'm able to do. So if you look here, this is a sinking funds wallet. So I'm showing it on YouTube and TikTok. So I have Christmas here, and it's just basically, it's like envelopes that you put cash in. And so every time I got like a little extra in from my checks, I just fill up these categories. So a couple sinking funds that I have is Christmas, medical. Medical is a good one. You know how you go to the dentist, you go into the doctors, you need to pay that $20 copay. You could be putting some money aside to do that. I have car maintenance in here. I have birthday, and I have debt. So also I have been like one of my debts, I'm doing a snowball method, so I'm paying off the smallest debt. So I have been putting like cash in my debt envelope until I pay off my student loan. So my next student loans is $1,600 that I'm trying to pay off. So I will put cash in my little sinking funds envelope until I pay that, until I reach my goal, and then I pay it off. So I feel like this is another option if you're more of like a visual and you like cash. I feel like having a cash wallet and having cash envelopes is another way to save for sinking funds. Another one is if you could do it digitally as well. I know Capital One has the ability where you can create different savings accounts, and you could just create sinking fund accounts for whatever, your sinking fund. So you can literally create different buckets. And I feel like a lot of banks do this where they'll give you you have the ability to have multiple accounts, and you could just you could just transfer money into those accounts. That's another way to save for sinking funds, but that would be more digital if you're a digital type of person. So I feel like you need to really figure out what method you want to save for these sinking funds. If you're a cash person, put it in like a cash wallet, cash envelopes. If you're digital, then you can ask your bank if you can create multiple savings accounts, and then that way you can just transfer money in there. Or maybe you need a budget sheet. Maybe you need a budget sheet, and you could get an Excel spreadsheet and create a sinking funds, which I actually have coming out. I have a savings sinking funds spreadsheet that will be coming out soon. And it just allows you to really just put whatever sinking funds you're saving for, and you could just digitally add in the amount, so it'll keep you accountable. So yeah, to keep you accountable. So let me see. Yeah. Now I feel like there are like there are a couple common mistakes that people make when they are trying to create sinking funds or trying to save with it. And I think the biggest mistake, or number one mistake, is trying to save too many categories at once. I think you don't need a sinking fund for everything, but you need to have sinking funds for the most important ones. So put in the chat maybe a one sinking fund that you want to create or that you can create. Anybody? Put in the chat. What sinking funds are you creating? Are you a cash envelope type of person? Or are you digital? You like, Janine, I ain't doing the cash envelopes. That's too much. My kids be like, Mom, that's too much carrying around cash. But I tell people all the time, You carry around cash, you will spend less money. I don't care what anybody says. You will spend less money if you carry around cash. So are you a cash envelope type of person, or are you a digital? My mom is like, nobody's carrying around these cash envelopes. I'm a digital. Digital, digital, be please. I get it. Listen, I get it. You may be a digital person. I get it. There's nothing wrong with it. That's, you got people that are digital. I feel like I'm both. I mean, no, not really. Like I'm like a pen and paper, and I'm like a cash. Like, let me write it, let me touch it. Like, no. But I mean, digital works for a lot of people. A lot of people don't feel like they need the legwork, or they don't feel like writing things down and all that. But like, give me a pen and paper, or give me some cash. We, oh, shit. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. Yeah, give me some digital. Yeah, I mean, you look like you're a pen and paper. I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment. You look like a pen and paper talk talk instead of text, cash over digital type of woman. Definitely inside joke with that one, but yes, I am. Okay, I'm definitely. Wait, let me just read that. I'm definitely a pen and paper. Yup, talk instead of text. Don't text me to death. Pick up the phone and call me. Okay. And I'm definitely a cash over digital. But people that know me, they know. Listen, pen and paper, I write everything down. Don't text me to death. Pick up the phone and call me. And oh, there's an echo. Oh, there's an echo. There's an echo. Let's see. All right, hold on. Sorry, y'all. We are having some technical difficulty. Hold on. There's the echo. Oh, there's an echo on here. There's like another stream playing in the background. Really? Hold on. There's another stream playing in the background? That's weird. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Like, yeah, it's your stream though. Really? That's weird. Can you still hear the echo? That's weird, y'all. Yeah, it's your stream. Did it just happen? Well, let me say. Mm, that's weird. Can you? No, I don't hear it anymore. Okay, so thank you for letting me know that it's not an echo anymore. I kind of like unplugged the mic and then put it back on. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I got a different mic for TikTok, so hopefully y'all good over there. But YouTube and Facebook, I don't know why I was a double stream and you hearing me talk twice, but thank you for letting me know. See, that's why you need people in the chat to be letting you know, because I wouldn't have known that. I would have just been like sitting up here chatting all of this time and wouldn't even know. But thank you for letting me know. And because I would have probably watched that on a replay, like, what is this? But where was I at? See, y'all, I done lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was saying. Right? I'm having technical difficulties. I don't even remember what I was saying. And that's why I'll be like, yo, watching this on a replay be crazy to me sometimes. I'll be like, dang, the and all of that stuff. But I'm like, listen, it's live, so it is what it is. So I think I was saying about mistake number one, saying that, having too many sinking funds at one time. I would say mistake number two, and this is a really good one, waiting until the last minute. Like, Christmas is coming up and you wait until December to try to save to try to get Christmas gifts for your kids. Why? Or a lot of people are swiping those credit cards knowing that Christmas, you wait until December, girlfriend, knowing Christmas about to come up, knowing you want to get some gifts for your kids under the tree, and you wait until December and you like, listen, I have a certain amount for my, in my budget for my regular bills, and now Christmas is here and I don't have no extra margin in my budget, and now I gotta swipe my credit cards. So don't wait to the last minute, y'all, for an expense that we know is coming. Save a little bit. It could just be $50, something. Save something and start now. It's August. So what? September, October, November, December. So we got 4 months till Christmas. So I would say 3, because you want to have the money before December. So 3 months, y'all. That's enough time to try to save something and not be swiping those credit cards. So definitely make sure. I'm about to say, put in the chat. If you need, hold up, put in the chat. I need that reminder, small amounts. Put in the chat if you need them small reminders, or if you need those small reminders, y'all put that in the chat, or any comments that y'all want to make. I would say, you know what? All right, so let me see. Mistake number 3 is dipping into the fund for random target runs. How many of y'all, I am so guilty of this. You ever save a certain amount of money and you just be dipping into it like, I'm going to put it back, I'm going to put it back, I'm going to put it back. I feel like I'm so guilty of this, y'all. Dipping into your savings. I don't hear. Who is guilty of that? I feel like we have to have a little bit more discipline. Who is guilty of dipping into savings, especially if you allotted it for something? I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this back, but I need it right now. I think it's more important to know grace over perfection. Even if you only put in $10 a paycheck, it's still better than nothing. You have to start from somewhere, for sure. You have to start from somewhere. Me. You guilty of it? For sure. Listen, you're not alone. You're not alone. I think you and me, you and a whole bunch of other people, for sure. And it never go back. Exactly. You be dipping into stuff and be like, I'm going to put it back. I'm just going to take this right here and I'm going to put it back. And you never end up putting it back. And you be like, dang. Now, when you really need the money for what you saved it for, you don't even have it. So you just be like, dang. So, yeah, definitely. But I think building those habits and building the discipline, it comes over time. For sure. It comes over time, y'all. It takes time. Give yourself grace. Nobody's perfect. We have other things to be stressing. It's other things that are more important. But I feel like just creating those habits and staying consistent. And then also really like having people that's going to hold you accountable, or is going to remind you, like, you said that you was trying to save for Christmas, or you said that you were trying to put money aside for those car repairs. Like, are you doing it? Somebody that really is going to encourage you, but also not, no shame or no guilt, just give you grace. So if anybody have any questions about sinking funds, put it in the chat. And you know what? So we already talked about that. If you have any questions about sinking funds or how to save for them, or if you're a cash person or if you're a digital person, put it in the chat. Any questions that I can answer, and make sure you put it in the chat. Also, too, if you did not catch the replay for my budgeting template, you can go to the link in my bio on TikTok and also on YouTube. I have a budget template to help you with your budgeting every time you get paid. It's a paycheck budget Excel spreadsheet. So I have it on sale right now in my Stan store. Also, if you just need help with budgeting, I am a budget coach, so you can always DM me, and we can work one-on-one. Let me see. Do you include these funds in your overall budget sheet? The sinking funds, yeah, I do. Yeah. So if you go to my Stan store and you download one of my paycheck budget sheets, you can either print it out or you can use it digitally. So when you actually are breaking down your paycheck, the first category or first line on there is income. The next one, if you are giving any like tithes or giving to any charity, the next one is your fixed expenses. These are expenses that that don't change. The next one is your debt payment. And the next one is your variable expenses. And then the last will be savings or sinking funds. This is where you're going to put that in here. So basically, when you get paid, you want to pay all your bills, pay all your debt payments, make sure you have money for your variable expenses. And then the last box would be for your savings or sinking funds. This is what you're going to use this category. If you know Christmas is coming up and you know that you want to save something, you want to put that on your budget. So yeah, it's included in here. So make sure you go check it out. Is this in one? Okay, so for the coaching will be via Zoom via Zoom over the phone, and it's one-on-one. Yes. Yep. I'm just starting the coaching, so I only have like 5 slots available right now. Because I really want to make sure I'm walking alongside, the mom or the person. So I only got 5 slots available. So if you want one-on-one coaching, make sure that you hit the link in the bio. I'm reading the comment. How much to do it in person? How much to coach you one-on-one in person? I don't know. I don't know. I would have to think about it, to be honest. If you want me to coach you one-on-one in person, I don't know. I want coaching, but only in person. I don't know how much it's going to cost in person. So you would have to message me privately if you want one-on-one coaching. I don't know how much it would cost. I don't have those figures off the top of my head, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. I'll get back to you. You can message me privately for sure. So any other questions before I end this live? I wanted it to be sweet and short and to the point, y'all. Saturday mornings to learn budgeting, sweet and short, y'all. Do you have any recommendations for banking relationships? Yes, I do. Great question. Banking relationships, what recommendations do I have? I would say number one, make sure that you're banking with a federal credit union. We don't do regular banks over here. Federal credit unions have lower interest rates. I just feel like the relationship with a federal credit union is definitely better than a regular bank. A couple of credit unions that I would recommend is number one. Well, Number one would be Navy Federal. If you know, you know. If anybody has a Navy Federal account, then you know. Navy Federal is a great bank. They just have so many perks for their customers. And the only downside is you have to know somebody in the military to get into Navy Federal. So they're not just allowing everybody to get in. So you got to know somebody. My 20-year-old is a military. So I have a Navy Federal account and they have really good rates. So I would say Navy Federal is the top that I would recommend. The second one would be Police and Fire. Police and Fire Credit Union is another good one. You know, another good one is Freedom Credit Union. Freedom Credit Union really helped me build my credit. I would say Freedom is one of those smaller banks, but it is amazing. Freedom Credit Union, when I was buying my second house, gave me a secure line of credit, and I only had to pay $500. It boosted my credit. They had so many programs that they offer. So if y'all got a Freedom Credit Union near you, go check it out. They had offered a lot. They had a lot of financial classes that they offer for you to build your credit. And I'm telling you, it worked, and it helped me build my credit. And actually, it was one of the ways that I used to buy my second house. So definitely credit unions, I definitely would go to first. Yeah, I would definitely do credit unions. Any other questions before I end the live? I'm going to say I'm going to close out with a prayer over our finances, or pray over, our sinking fund. Well, for us to be able to save, Lord, we thank you for wisdom over our finances. Thank you that you are Jehovah Jireh, our provider. Help us prepare without fear. Give us consistency, even in small steps. Bless every mom. Bless every person that is listening to the replay or watching on live. Bless them with provision, peace, and unexpected overflow. And remind her that she is never alone. You see her and you're with her, and remind her that you are guiding her. In Jesus' name, we pray all of these things. Amen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this live. I'm going to answer this one last question. Do I have a website? Right now, I have a stand store. I am working on my website. It will be up soon. I'm working that out, but yes, I do have a stand store where you can get some of my products, and you also can DM me. Amen. Thank you. You also can DM me. But again, I just wanted to make this short, sweet, and simple. I hope that you guys learned something today. I hope you guys learned something today for sinking funds. If you're watching on the replay, make sure that you put in the chat, with sinking funds, you are going to start to save for. And remember, budget with faith and prosper with grace. I love you guys. Thank you so much for chilling with me on a Saturday. Tomorrow, actually, I'm supposed to be doing a prayer. I usually do a prayers on Sunday at 6, but I'm actually speaking at a church doing financial literacy for teens from 2 to 5. So I probably will not be on the scheduled prayer at 6, but I think I may record, or I think I may go live, y'all, at the church when I do the financial class. I might. So the prayer that I usually have, I won't be doing tomorrow. So I may go live at a different time. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. But thank you so much for just chit-chatting with me on a Saturday. Peace out. Love you guys.